All right, welcome back to the NAVIANCE radio show for West Hill students. This is module number 5. We're going to talk about what you could do in the careers tab. Today I'm flying solo, so I have no special guest stars. It's just me, and we're going to go through and show you what you can do in the careers tab. So here you are back again in your family connection, and what you're going to do is you're going to go up to the careers tab. You're going to click on it like this, and you're going to notice that up jumps explore careers. So what I like to do is when I have a student that's wants to do research on a career, or they're really not sure what they want to do, or they're really not sure what a career actually entails, or if, let's say, if I picked a career like detective and they want to know, what do I have to do to become a detective? What do detectives do? How long do they have to go to school? Do they even have to go to school? So this is why I would go into the careers tab to do a little bit of what we call career exploration. So I'm going to click here on explore careers and clusters. And right here where it says search by keyword, I'm going to put the word detective, type it in, and I'm going to click go. And notice how when you scroll down here, it says 3 careers found. We have detectives and criminal investigators. We have police detectives, and then we have private detectives and investigators. So if you were to type in doctor, they're going to list, all the different types of doctors that you can be. You're going to have to probably hone in on one and pick one. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to I'm interested in becoming a detective on the police force. I kind of want to know a little bit more about that career. So I click on police detectives. So up jumps an overview right here of the job with a job description. The Holland interest code, which is IER. Okay, so people who have gone into this field they're investigative people, they're enterprising people, they're realistic people. And what I really like down here is here are some related occupations. Suppose I do want to kind of be working maybe for the police department, but maybe I don't want to work as a police detective, and maybe I want to work as a police patrol officer. Maybe I want to cross over into fire so I could find out about fire investigation. So they kind of give you some ideas related to the career that you picked. Here's another great button down here. If I were to click on it says related college majors, and I was deciding on going to college. If I were to click on find colleges right here, this would bring me to colleges that offer the criminal justice or police science degree. And what's really cool is NAVIANCE just filters those out for you, and then you can click on any of these colleges. It's in alphabetical order to find out a little bit more about them. So we're going to go back, though, into careers, and we're going to go back to where we were. So that's really good. And then they give us sometimes related career clusters and pathways. Now I'm still in police detectives. Now understand you can do this for anything, for a nurse, teacher, actor, whatever you want to do. Knowledge and skills. What are the 5 most important skills about being a police detective? They tell us 5 most important abilities. So, you want to make sure that you have these before you go into this field. I love this area, especially when I'm working with my 10th graders. A lot of times when 10th graders are going into 11th grade, because of there's only 3 required courses at West Hill that we require you to take, being United States history, English 11, and a math. Some people will put in the 4th year of science, especially if it's chemistry. But it opens up a lot of areas for you to put in electives. So in this case, kids will often say to us, I really want to, study and maybe be on the police force and be a police detective someday, but there's really not a good course for me to take here at West Hill that can prepare me for that. Well, that's when we show them this. We show them that, yes, there actually are some areas that you could work on. As a matter of fact, people who have gone into become a police detective have done law and government, public safety and security. They've worked on their English language, psychology, and customer and personal service. So I like to always tell my students, hey, if you're considering a career, now is the time. If you want to become a police detective, we offer a class here at West Hill called Law and Justice, and that's law, basically like law and government. English language. You got to really be knowledgeable of the structure and content of the English language, including the meaning and spelling of words, rules, composition, and grammar. And that is true for a police officer, a police detective. You're going to be writing a lot of reports. You're going to have to know a lot about the English language. You may want to take an elective in English. Psychology. You really have to know the behaviors of some of the people, that are criminals. So, taking an intro to psychology course for your 11th grade year and you're a 10th grader might be an option as well. So I always like to dibble and dabble in this area when I'm looking for classes that I'm going to be picking for my next year related to a career. Another thing I really like to point out to a student is tasks and activities. When people say police detective, they might think of like CSI, and they might watch something on TV that shows them what they do. But you know what? This is the real tasks and activities of your day-to-day basics of what a police detective is going to do. And I always like people to go through and read through these just to make sure that you understand this is what you'll be doing. Is this really what you want to be doing? Okay. And it really gives a more realistic idea of what this career entails. And I think this should be done for every career. Here's another thing down here, most common work activities. So it tells you as a police detective what are a lot of the things that you're going to be doing, a more realistic approach. Okay. So I find that to be very interesting. And then finally, if students understand, money at all and how much it's going to cost to live someplace, and they want to know how much they're going to make, I like clicking on this wages tab. And once I click on this wages tab, I can basically go in and view from the U.S. Department of Labor and Statistics. They give us all of the salaries, and they show the average salary in each state, how much 90% made, how much 75% made, how much half of the police detectives made, 25% and 10%. You could read the rest. So if I wanted to, let's say, plant roots here in Connecticut and I were to get my degree, I would note that the average salary is $81,000, and but 9 out of 10 people, 90%, 9 out of 10 people are going to make around the $50,000 to $60,000 range. Maybe with overtime and stuff, a quarter of the people, 25%, are going to make about $92,000. And now I'm wondering how 1 out of 10 police, 1 out of 10 police detectives make $128,000. It could be where they're working. It could be that they're doing overtime. Who knows? But what's a really cool thing that you could do is you could actually click on the state, and it will actually break it down. And as you can see here in Fairfield County, in the Bridgeport, Stamford, Norwalk area, the average is actually different compared to what they're going to make in Danbury. Which is different from the Harford County area, the greater Hartford area, which is different from the New Haven County area. And it kind of gives you statistics for that as well. So really a lot of neat statistics and stuff that you could do for exploring the careers. It's probably the tab that most students do not use in their research, but I find it to be very, very helpful in research. So I hope you've enjoyed here module number 5, Exploring Careers, and we'll see you back out there on the radio show. Okay? You take care and good luck.